Last week I made a video about how social media is destroying our lives, so I thought it'd be a good idea to follow it up with another video about how we can take control of our lives back from these platforms. Make sure you stick around to the end because I'll be sharing a strategy that people in Silicon Valley are using to spend less time on their social media. These are the same people who have created these platforms and using these strategies so they can get off their phone and spend less time on it. What is up everyone? If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Ali and I create these type of videos around life and self-improvement topics. So if this is something you like to see on a weekly basis, make sure you subscribe to this channel and press that bell button so you get notified every time I'll post a video on a weekly basis. So as I mentioned, this video is about how we can take control of our lives back from the social media and stop spending so much time on social media as the tech giants want us to. Before I get into too much details about how we can actually achieve that, I think it's very important to understand the human psychology and why is it that we spend so much time on social media. This is the same psychology that tech giants use to keep us hooked on our screen for a very long period. Every advertisement, likes, and those laughers on Instagram are designed in such a way that gives us a short burst of pleasure. But what follows after that is an emptiness that leaves us wanting and searching for more. A study have suggested that people on average spend 3 hours per day on their phone, which is equivalent of 1,095 hours per year, which is 46 days. That is a lot of time for someone to be spending on their phone. 46 days that could be spent enjoying life, getting outdoors, just living the life as it's supposed to be lived. However, we end up spending that time on our phone. So why is it that all of that happens? It all comes down to dopamine effects. Dopamine is a brain chemical that is associated with wanting more and rewards. Let's explain dopamine with an example. We all had those times that we post something new on social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, and we get that first like. As a result of that first like, a dopamine is released in our brain and we feel happy and excited for a short period of time. However, a few moments later, we start refreshing the page to see if someone new has liked the photo. This is because that first like is already an old information and your brain needs something new to get excited and release more dopamine so you can start feeling that short burst of happiness again. This is the very strategy that tech giants are using to keep us hooked on our screens for a very long period of time by giving us different content over and over again and hence releasing more dopamine in our brain. I'm sure we have all had those days we wake up feeling great in the morning and wanting to make that day super productive and amazing. And then we want to check something very quickly on our phone, whether it's weather or just a message from someone, and we end up spending 2-3 hours on the phone without even realizing. So we end up wasting so much time, and worse than that, we feel super crappy about ourselves and we feel like the life has been sucked out of us. As I said in my last video, the algorithm behind those social media platforms are super strong and intelligent, and our brain has no chance of winning against them unless we set aside some strategies to deal with it. So with that said, here are some strategies that we can use to stop spending so much time on social media and end up actually taking control of our lives back. So what is the first strategy? First strategy is to reduce your time online. I know it is a lot easier than said, but studies have showed that if you reduce your online time to as little as 30 minutes per day, it will improve your mental health significantly. In a study conducted by Pennsylvania University, it showed that reducing your online time to 30 minutes per day has direct link with reducing anxiety, depression, and fear of missing out. I know that reducing our online time to only 30 minutes per day is probably a long stretch for most people, but there are some small strategies that we can put in place that will help us to achieve that target if we want to. Some of these little things that we can do is we can track our time on social media using the tracking app or inbuilt software inside our phone to kind of track how long we actually do spend on social media. Other strategies that we can use is to not to take our phone in the bathroom or bedroom with us and maybe disabling notification on our phone, or very extreme measure to completely delete social media from our mobile device. The second strategy is to rethink our focus. I mean, we have gotten very used to go on social media the moment we feel a little bit bored or not having many things to do. So it is very important for us to realize why is it that we're going on social media for. Let's say, for example, if you want to go on social media because you want to reach out to a friend or find some information, your experience on social media or on your phone will be very, very different compared to the time that you go on the phone just because you're bored or feeling like you have nothing to do. It is often those times that we go on social media when we're feeling bored and having nothing to do that we end up spending a lot of time, a very, very long period on it. So it is very important to ask the question for a minute before you go on your phone to, why am I going on my phone in this moment? Is it something that I can avoid? Is it something that I can put off for later? Just to avoid spending too much time on your phone during the day. The third strategy is very simple and very, very intuitive, and it is to spend time with your friends outdoors. As humans, the way we are built is to crave social connections and wanting to belong to a community, and just we want to feel accepted and loved. We need to realize that online connections will never replace the face-to-face and real in-person connections. So it is very important for us to spend time with our friends, go outdoors and enjoy life the way it's supposed to be lived, and make those real connections with friends face-to-face. Even if your friends are busy or you're really busy, make that time and do something that you guys both like, and so you just can get off your phone and get outdoors and enjoy your time with your friends. Strategy number 4, I think, is the more important one, is called the dopamine fasting. It is the same strategies that is getting used by the very people who've created these social platforms and is very hot right now in Silicon Valley. Unlike what its name suggests, it's not actually suggesting to completely get rid of dopamine effects from your life, because at the end of the day, we need dopamine to live a happy and healthy lives. So how does it work? It has 2 stages. First step of this strategy involves in you realizing the behaviors that causing you distress and addiction. Some of the common these type of behaviors are internet and social media, gaming, gambling, shopping, and some similar things. Once you have realized this behavior that's causing you harm in your life, the second step is to organize a fasting schedule. What I mean by that is to organize a certain time of the day that you're not going to be doing that toxic behavior. In this instance, going on your phone and social media. Once you have set a time that you're not going to be using your phone over the day, you can then extend it to not using your phone for 1 day per weekend, and from there on, not using your phone for a week every 3 months. There is no set stone routine to this schedule, and you can organize it the way you like, but you need to start it as soon as you can. So over time, you'll be able to build this strength and discipline to spend time off your phone for a longer period. This is definitely a lot harder than said, because in these days we have become pretty much addicted to our phones. However, I know it is doable, and over time, if you do it, it will have some significant impacts in your life. Okay guys, so those were some strategies that you can use to improve your life and spend less time on social media. Some of the strategies I'm using at the moment, and it's really helping me, and I'm starting to increase my focus span and live a more healthier lifestyle and not spend too much time on social media, because at the end of the day, spending too much on social media is completely toxic for us and does nothing good for our life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and find these strategies useful for you and your life. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my weekly videos, and I will see you in the next week's video.